G'day guys, I've just come up to the boat. Well, I didn't just come up to the boat, I came up today to see my daughter graduate from Year 12 in high school. So I've decided to shoot out and have a look at the boat. Now, it's fairly late in the day and I was going to try and get a bit more cutting done today, but I've got to move too much gear around before I can even start that. So I'm just going to take the valve covers off the top of the cat engines and just have a look inside and see what I can see. I've got spare injectors, brand new ones. So now this engine is a C7 cat, it's a Huey system. So the Huey pump is just there. Basically what the Huey does is it puts high pressure oil into the cylinder head, feeds up through here, and that oil sits over the top of the fuel rail. So there's fuel that enters the head of the engine at the same time, and the oil is actually what gives the fuel its pressure. So you get high pressure oil, and then when the injector is told to do so, it releases that pressure onto the fuel, and the fuel gets injected into the cylinder. So yeah, a little bit more advanced than good old piston pump, also a little bit less reliable, but I've got spare Huey pump, I've got spare injectors, I've got a spare engine over there. I've got 4 engine management systems for this, so yeah, if there's one little thing wrong with it, I'm pretty much covered. I've got a lot of brand new parts in boxes. I've got a brand new turbo, I've got a brand new alternator. I don't have a brand new starter motor, but I've got enough pieces that I can build one to make it reliable. So yeah, pretty sweet. Okay, we'll cover this fella back up, but everything in here looks in really good condition. This is just surface rust, this is nothing, it's just from condensation building up inside the engine. So there's really nothing wrong with that. Yeah, but everything inside here is pristine. It looks like this engine has everything inside here is in top nick. I'm pretty happy with the internals in that engine. There's a little bit of surface rust in there, which is nothing. Basically a vacuum cleaner and a wire brush will take care of that. There's no valve damage on this engine. I was worried there was, but it's inside there is in top nick. You can tell by the oil deposits that are in there that this engine was serviced at regular intervals. Otherwise it'd be black, it'd be filthy, but there's bugger all build up inside there. Everything's basically looks as if it came out of the factory. So it'll be interesting to plug this one in to see how many hours it's done. I was told it only had 2,000 hours on it, but we'll see when we plug it in. I've just got to get hold of a mate with his laptop so that he can plug them in for me. So anyway, I'm just going to put the top back on this one, and then we'll go back to the other side and we'll go and have a look at the other one. While I'm walking around the boat, I've just come up to grab something. But while I'm up here, I'll just show you exactly what I've been doing with the cutting. So this is the wheelhouse. Okay, now you can see at the moment the windshield rakes backwards. What I want to do is make that a forward raking windshield. Okay, now where I cut just there the other day, you can see a line that I painted some while ago just next to that. Well, basically that's where the cabin's going to start. So this section of steelwork just here is going to stay. This section just here is going to stay. The dashboard, so to speak, is going to stay, but everything else is going. Okay, now from there we're going to cut down. So this floor is going to be level with the floor at the rear of the boat. So what will happen is you'll come into the back of the boat, you'll step into the saloon, come through the saloon, and then at that point there you'll step up into the wheelhouse. Okay, so the wheel's going to be just here, and then over on the other side here, in this location just here, there's going to be a lounge that's also going to double as a berth. Okay, so as you can see, there's still quite a lot of steel work to come off. The floor, so the floor just there from that line is going to be dropped down, as I say, and go back out. Shortly I've got to get to this, and I've just got to cut everything out and throw it overside. Okay, so we'll just have a look inside this other engine. I do know there is a problem in there, so we'll just take the top off again and we'll have a bit of a better look. Some of these bolts are already loose, so I think someone's had the top off this before. The main thing that tends to go wrong with these C7s is the Huey pump there. It shits itself and it spreads steel filings through the injection system, and the injectors don't open basically. Easy enough fix, but there is a preventative way of making sure it doesn't happen too. There's always one. Whee, there we go. Again, this engine's very clean like the other one was, however it's had a failure. The rocker's fine, but there's a bridge that goes between these two valves, and I don't know where the bridge is. So someone had already diagnosed this engine before I got to it. So yeah, but you can see there, you can see the two valves, 1 and 2. There's the rocker, and this is what it should look like. So you've got your rocker, you've got one valve down there, another one, and then you've got the bridge between the two valves. So these are a 3-cylinder per, these are a 3 valve per cylinder head. So anyway, I kind of knew about this with this engine. So this is usually what a lack of maintenance does. Alright, we'll put this one back together. Alright, well that's going to do me for today. I know it wasn't much, but you had a bit of a look around the boat, and you can see what's going on with these engines. So yeah, just a little bit at a time. I wanted to take those off to check them out for myself anyway. Alright, so it was a bit of a fly-in visit today. I really need to get to spend days up here, like just to get into this, but that's going to happen eventually. Alright, I'm going to pack up now and go home. It's starting to rain, so alright, until next time, cheers.